In the end, the process disintegrates and you're just living in the present moment. You're just living in this very fluid, yes, happy, fulfilled moment. That's the real goal, is to get into that life of flow. Flow is transformation continuously. You're continuously saying yes to change. You're continually accepting, processing, and doing. Your default becomes flow. Almost everybody reaches a point in time where they encounter some obstacle along the way of transformation that is massively debilitating. It could be a loss of human life. It could be sickness. It could be losing things that are really emblematic of your old world, the one that you're moving away from. And that sadness is so overwhelming that we often don't know how to deal with it and we revert backwards. And for those of you that have been on the transformational path, you know what I'm talking about. We can easily revert back. Sometimes we revert back to a place where it feels as if we're further back than when we started. This is very normal. We are given challenges and obstacles along the way. We are stretching and we are flexing new muscles, new neurons in our brain, new things are firing. There's a lot of tension in that. It's great tension because we're playing with the God energy, the energy of the universe, the creative force running through you. And at times, the result of this change will be vast. And that old part of self, the thinking intellectual mind, will kick in and want to protect itself. And it will want to go back. And you'll want to crawl under a hood and watch not only 5 hours of Netflix a night, but 8 hours. The problems will, at times, for some people, feel even more exacerbated. It's a test of trust, of will. And what I'm here to tell you once again is that there's no stopping the pull of transformation. It's very much 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. It's very much the experience of the spiral as we spiral up into our new levels of development, to our new experiences of life. We will go up, we will go down, we will go up, we'll go down, but the pull never stops. The pull of the universe, as we understand it as humans, is that it's moving forward. Time is moving forward. Things are becoming more complex as we age, as we grow, as we push forward. So we are playing with that. Our consciousness underlying is playing with that. So we are moving forward. If you feel like you've reverted all the way back, the experience can be humbling, terrifying, depressing. But just know that this is part of it. And that actually saying yes and grabbing that rope again, grabbing it even tighter, is going to propel you through into your next series of adventures, excitement, purpose. You need to have these challenges along the way. It's how it works. And get through it to another place. And usually once we get through some initial obstacles of transformation, we start to experience some real outcomes. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe it's a new relationship. Maybe it's something just brand new in your life, a new series of adventures. You start to have some results from the commitment to transformation. And the results are real. You see it. Like people in your life will say, wow, like you've done a lot. You just moved, you changed jobs, you got a new job, you have a new relationship, you got rid of that terrible relationship. Things actually start to happen. And at this point, it's very important for you to remember that you actually went through a process consciously. Because while I said there's no end point where I've done it, we get these moments of plateaus where we actually just experience the winning of the transformational game that we just played. So you got through to another side. You went through hell to get there, but you got there and now you're going to be stable for a while. And this is normal. This is where you ground it in. And most people at this point make the terrible mistake to think that their transformational journey has ended. Let me just enjoy this now. Oftentimes reverting back to the old habits that got us in trouble in the first place. Now that I've gotten this new job, now that I have this new relationship, let me continue to do things the way I used to do them. Let me watch 8 hours of TV at night. Let me start drinking a bunch of alcohol. Let me forget about all the things that I learned and gave up and added on to my life as I went through to this place. It's really at this point when you've reached some outcomes and you feel a sense of satisfaction. Of course, we want to have satisfaction. We want to be able to say, yes, I've done something good here. This is such a key moment in the transformational journey. I can't stress this enough. And what I encourage you to do is to become so aware of the journey that when you get to a plateau level, develop the qualities of appreciation and gratitude that you're actually doing this, and ground in this new experience. Meditate, put your feet on the ground and ground it in and feel gratitude that you've been able to make the changes that you just recently made. Feel it. Tell yourself that this is a process, one that never ends and one that you're now more aware of than when you started. Write down the specific practices and things that you did to change yourself. What did you actually do? And more interestingly, how did that idea or that practice come about? Where did you get it from? Track your journey. Reflect on it. Use your voice. Do a video like this. Write it out in a 3-page document where you just get to write in a journal. But the point is, once you get to a plateau, become so aware of where you're at in the process. Because once you get to this next level, in whatever sense it is, you will continue to go on a journey. New challenges will arise. New situations will happen. It doesn't end. And as they do, you'll now have the remembrance, the awareness, the consciousness to know that I am now in this part of the journey. And at that point, you want to get very aware. Again, we go back to self-awareness. Well, where am I now? And what would make me happier? Where do I really need to go? What's the new series of circumstances and things that would make this amazing, even better, more free, more enjoyable, more adventurous, right? More present, more loving, more kind. Because when you get to that next level, there'll be another one. And you want to become aware of the process, because the anxieties and the stresses and the overwhelms will build up from the moment you reach that plateau all the way until when you make the next leap. Transformation goes like that, goes in stages. There's levels to these things. It's not always constant. So become very aware where you're at. Prepare yourself for the next leap earlier on. You're now awake. You're conscious to how this thing works. You can now play the game with the rules of the game, with the creative impulse of the universe or God or whatever you call it, moving through you. And that's how you succeed in life, because you get to the point where you're constantly making changes and they're going faster and faster and faster because you're aware of the process. You feel this way. What do you need? How do I get through it? Boom, 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 boom. This becomes your default. In the end, the process disintegrates and you're just living in the present moment. You're just living in this very fluid, yes, happy, fulfilled moment. That's the real goal. It's to get into that life of flow. Flow is transformation continuously. You're continuously saying yes to change. You're continually accepting, processing, and doing. Your default becomes flow. You no longer stress, worry, have anxiety because you're aware of the process and you realize that those experiences are no longer needed. You don't need to feel down, depressed, terrorized, fearful. You used to need to feel that way to wake yourself up. But we've now gotten to a new place where you understand the process so well that the moment that those negative feelings come up, you don't dwell on them at all. You use them as a tool to ask yourself, well, what do I really need? What is it that I really need in this next level of my life, in my relationships, in my money, in my experiences, in my freedom, in my travels? No matter what you think that you need right now, this isn't the end for you. The end is much, much, much higher. It's somewhere that you don't even know right now.